days left, man. What is it to say? So, we are doing the weekly content, but I'm starting to feel that momentum shift. Like, the thing is, when I don't post, here's the thing when I don't post, right? And I'm just like, okay, let's try this weekly. The thing is, the pressure just keeps building and building and building to a point where it's just like, yo, it's Sunday, and I'm like, honestly, I don't want to fucking post, bro. Like that's the only thing. So, moving forward, I am deciding to now go back to everyday posting just to keep the momentum going. Because man, like with this monastic focus, with this dedication, like not gonna lie, it is taking a toll. Only because now the pressure has mounted. Now the gas is on the pedal, and on top of that, like I said, Paladin Security, man, working. It's either 12 a.m. to 8 a.m., 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., or 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. And on top of that, now I am taking the TET, the Total Entrepreneurial Transformation, just to scale. I want to scale as fast as possible with the perfect time the universe provide for me. But on top of that, just learning the right things long enough consistently, right? Because that's the thing. Like for me, I guess one of my biggest fears is to get so big that I stop being teachable. Like that's just the thing about me. Like I always want to listen and learn from as much people as I can, and then use my own discernment. What that means is I like to just dissect what works and what doesn't based on my life experience and the experience in the future. So let's say somebody says something about money, I'll be like, okay, if it doesn't really resonate, it pretty much goes in my memory bank, and like whenever life situations happens, I'll be like, okay, that's true, or I'll be like, okay, that's not true, right? But I always listen. I make sure I talk less, listen more, because that's what it takes to win. Like knowing that you don't know, and every time you hit that 1 million, you hit that 10, you hit that 100, you hit that billion, you hit that trillion, that always you are always teachable, because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not about the money. Money is just an energy, right? Like that's the thing. Some people just they get so much money that they think they know like everything, like about spirituality, about relationships, about health, about like martial arts. Like they reach this status and they think they know like legit everything. Like that's just a no-no. Business, how you do business is how you do everything, but everything specifically is always different. It's always different. And what you focus on is what you get better at. So if you're too focused on business, but you're not focused on your spiritual side, and somebody's more focused on their spiritual craft, they're gonna be more spiritually knowledgeable than you. So it's, instead of just talking over them, it's better to really just listen, discern, and be like, all right, cool. Because there's two people in the room, right? There's a person that's knowledgeable, and there's another person that's knowledgeable. But who would you rather be? The person that's knowledgeable and just talks, or the person that's knowledgeable and listens to learn more? I'd rather be the number two. But yeah, this challenge has really taught me a lot about honestly just being humble enough to say, like, the speed at which things happen. My friend taught me this too. Like, he's just like, yo, you can go macro, you could go micro, but just know that you can go as fast as you can, but the universe will always give you the results you want at the perfect place at the perfect time. So that's the realization for me. Like I could set targets, I could put dates, but at the end of the day, it's up to the universe. Like you can only go so fast. That's why for me, like I was busting uh, throughout the challenge, 18-hour days. Like I legit did a 20-hour day for 3 days straight, and 3 hours of sleep. Then I went back and did it again, and like I was honestly getting, bro, don't listen to the other people, because I was literally getting less done than when I was going hard, focused on my mental clarity, mental health, exercise, and did only 6 to 8 hours of work, even less. I remember doing 3 hours of work and like literally got 12 hours of work done in 3 hours with frequency playing, straight focused. Came out from working out, like people got it backwards. It's only that because it's pretty obvious. Like when you understand, you need to realize Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, talks about energy. Albert Einstein talks about energy, frequency, and vibration, that our brains are the greatest, fastest, and strongest transmitter and receiver of energy, frequency, and vibration. We're literally made of atoms, protons, neutrons. There's also a whole thing about positrons, but you get the point. Like, if people are gonna tell you like, "No, that's not true," or "the energy is stupid," or all this other things, it's like you're not utilizing your full talent to its full potential. And if you're gonna keep talking about 18, 20-hour days, like, so you're telling me you don't take a shit? Like, you're telling me you don't eat food? So you're telling me, Elon Musk says he working 20-hour days. So when he breathes, everyone's like, he's working. Yo, he's working 20 hours. Yo, he's working. He takes a breath and people say he's working. Like, bro, he's following his bliss. Like, bro, like, they got it backwards. If you're watching Netflix, fine, you're not working. But like, dude, you're waking up, you're recharging, you're going for dinner, you're going for lunch. Like, real, actual focus work. Let's be real. Real focus work. You lose your attention span in 3 or 4 hours. So let's stop the cap. Like, that's my thought on it. That's just my take, because like, too many people just say, "Oh, I do 16, 18-hour days." How much of that time is actually focus work? How much of that time is actually like drilled in, dialed in, nothing else matters? Even doing the outreach, how much is that is personalized email outreach? You're telling me you're doing phone calls for 18 hours straight and it's on the nose, on the point, you said in the meeting, not the service type beat. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. But hey, people hate on the truth because they be hating on the youth, man. They be hating on the youth, man, because they be hating on the dude. So at the end of the day, it's really up to you. You can work those 20-hour days, or you can feel good, work out, meditate, focus on your dream, focus on your vision, and for those 3 to 6 hours, just go fucking monastic hard. Just go and have that magnificent obsession in literal physical form. Just go all in. Those 3 to 6 hours, then when it's done, resharpen the axe. Go educate. Go back into your industry and learn more. Learn more about the people in the industry you're in. So that's what I am doing now, is like, and especially because I'm in Paladin, I work literally 8-hour days, and the overtime could expand to 16. So for me now, it's like really focusing on the mental clarity, the mental health, Himalayan salt baths. I'm about to do that again. Making sure I'm literally doing Wim Hof. I wake up in the morning, straight up Wim Hof. No excuses, no ifs, ands, or buts. Cold shower. Every Saturday, I make sure I do the weekly ice bath. So that's, for me, it's like literally I have something called the 5-core system. So the first core for me is health. The second core is meditation. The third core is exercise. The fourth core is sleep. And the fifth core, should I say it? Yeah, I'll say it. The fifth core is burning desire. So I get those ignited, and when my cores are engaged, that means it's focus, clarity, and real work. At that point, think about it. The guy that just hits the axe, and there's the guy that spends 4 hours to sharpen it, and he is able to cut the axe in one. Like, who gets more done faster? Right? So it's really just taking things in a professional step where you're like, yo, you know what? The athletes at the highest level, what do? LeBron James gets 9 hours of sleep. Even Kobe Bryant, at some point in time, he's like, yo, I'm not performing at the highest levels right now. I need more sleep. Of course, there's times where you have 6 hours, 3 hours, 4. Okay, that happens. But you always got to reset, go back, take 2 steps back to take 10 steps forward. Because, look, when you're not watching Netflix, all right, when you're off the boob tube, when you're off the YouTube, when you're off the Snap, and you're actually working on your business. What is there more you gotta do? Like, after the focus is all cut off and it's straight business, it's like, I mean, what is there? Because if you're not focusing on mental clarity, if you're not focusing on health, if you're not focusing on the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream for yourself, then you're gonna go back to Netflix. You're gonna go back to the video games. You're gonna go back to all the things you promised you wouldn't go back to. You need to set a target. You need to have a priority management schedule. Like, there's all these things, and if you're just gonna focus on, oh, I gotta do the work, man, I gotta do the work. Okay, let's see. There's two types of people in a span of 3 years. There's someone that does the right things long enough consistently for 3 years, and there's a guy that just, oh, I gotta push through. I gotta, whatever it takes. All these other guys are just taking action all the time, taking action. There's three, hey, and I was there. So there's three guys. Who's gonna burn out first? If you're not putting maintenance on a car and you're going in a racetrack Grand Prix, it's like you're running 300 miles per hour with no maintenance crew, bro. You're gonna burn out. You're gonna crash. What did Bruce Lee say? Water flows, water crashes. Be water, my friend. You always gotta flow. You always gotta get in flow state. How do you get in flow state? Wim Hof. Follow the 5 cores. Follow your health. Follow your meditation. Follow your exercise. Follow your sleep. Visualize. And focus on your brain desire. So, not sure when I'm going to do a long form video like this because 20 days left, starting in 10 minutes. But what I can tell you is, look at the momentum, we're ramping it up. The goal right now is posting. I'm going to post short form content again and then just doing the countdown. But I can tell, like, the challenge is not done. Like, to me, it was never even a challenge. To me, it was like I was doing it anyway. Grant Cardone just told me, hey, man, if you're going to do this, you got to post every day. I'm like, you know what? Fine. Like, that's just the difference. Like, this is real life to me. Like, literally coming from being broke to being wealthy and being able to, like, give back in a way when it's not only just my energy, but, like, my time, like, my wealth, like, giving it to kids to build schools, right? To showcase my music, to inspire people, to constantly push, persist, pursue. And, like, keep in mind, like, I'm in Powell River now. Before I was in Surrey. Like, you don't know what Surrey is, and some people don't even know, right? So it's really taking this focus and going all in. No spring breaks, no Christmas. That was a struggle. No New Year's was working, right? And it goes on and on. Like, this is it for me. This is only the beginning. And when I reach my target, it's still only the beginning. Because the target in my mind is so big now that when I hit the milestones, I'm just going to keep going forward. Of course, now it's like realizing, like, I need to work on family. I need to work on relationships. I need to work on all these things. Especially since my kid's coming now in, how long? Under 14 weeks. And Paladin ain't slowing down with this overtime and graveyard shifts. And the business I'm doing demands a lot of focus. Like, I can't wait to show you guys. Well, I don't think I'm allowed, though, because it's GXC only. But, being a business owner, it's a lot. Like, being a founder. Being a founder, you really got to learn the energy techniques, or else you're going to fumble. You're going to crash. A lot of these people don't notice. Like, for me, it's like even realizing, like, for the next 24 years, I probably might not even be able to, like, travel as hard. Like, of course, I can go on tour to do music, but other than that, like, as a founder, for me, it's like I gotta be stationary. I gotta be zoned in. Like, think about, like, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and all them. Like, you gotta lock yourself in the fucking basement and you gotta figure things out. This means, like, the next, like, I already accepted it. Like, no more Naruto for your boy. I miss my boy Gohan and Goku, but yo, I gotta get into my own hyperbolic time chamber, and it starts today. Now I got time. So yeah, short videos are pulling up. I guess I'm back on social media too. But just keep in mind, like, you gotta do things without social media most of the time. All the best work comes from the back end. It comes from without this. These are just moments, right? At the end of the day, nobody sees the pressures and all these things, right? So you just gotta live through it. You just gotta be with it. You just gotta stay with it. So until then, Ball's World, we're at day 20 tomorrow. We're gonna start posting. So until then, see ya.